Hey guys, Cassie Dunn, your local realtor, and I wanted to take a minute to just kind of go over a topic that we have not seen a ton of, with the real estate market, what it has been the last really 2 years. But it still is an issue. I'm starting to see it happen more and more every day. And that is people who list their home for sale and they do not sell while they are on the market with a real estate agent. This means that that home that was for sale is now considered expired. So that expired listing then comes off the market. The seller is now being bombarded from 7:30 in the morning. Some of you cold callers, you know exactly what you're doing. You're fishing for a new listing. And I totally understand that. I do it myself. I reach out to people on a daily basis. But for the seller, this is an annoying process. This is something they've signed up to have their home sold. They've been watching the market. People are getting unprecedented amounts of money for their homes. Their investments have matured to the fullest capacity. It's like Monopoly hitting like the go around to go 3, 4, 5 times. That's how people have been feeling. So of course, there's a lot of emotional investment thinking, I'm going to go to market. I'm going to sell my home. I'm going to make a ton of money. I'm going to move on to my next step. This is the time to do it. Whether they've decided to go a little early to market earlier than they thought they would, or it's just time to move. Interest rates are at record lows. This is continuing to stay low. We are seeing them come back up a little bit, but regardless of what's been happening, these sellers expected to put their home on the market and they expected to be sitting at a closing table, signing away and walking away with a big check to go put in the bank, and that did not happen. So when you list your home for sale, sellers have a ton of energy going out. This is both physical and emotional. And it is very stressful. So they're keeping their house clean. They're taking the dog out. They're continuing to get showings, or maybe they haven't had a lot of showings and they're frustrated at what's been going on and why their home didn't sell. And really, if this is my listing that this happens to, and it's only happened to our team one time, and it was accentuating circumstances on the buyer's side because our deal fell through. But I'm looking at the agent, and the agent has done something wrong at this point. They've either allowed a seller to go to market at far too high over market. It caused them to sit, get shop worn, become stale potatoes, or the agent didn't market the property appropriately, or just wasn't getting the exposure necessary in order to leverage those buyers to get them to the closing table with that big check at the end. So again, this is frustrating. I'd love to sit and talk with anybody who's had this happen to them specifically. Our team does a great job at 3 things really. First, it is setting expectations. The second is evaluating market conditions. We don't just look at the last 6 months. That's a very traditional way of finding market value. We don't do that because we've seen an anomaly happen in the last 6 to 8 months with the values of property. So we do take a look at something slightly different to help you get an idea of what's realistic and then how we leverage buyers up from there. A lot of agents, they'll throw up on the market, they'll do a highest and best, and honestly, we just don't find that that's the best practice, and our team just does not follow that. I'd love to show you what we do differently. And then 3 is our marketing strategy. Our marketing strategy is probably second to none in the area. When those agents are up calling you at 7:30 in the morning because your house expired, it's no longer on the market, we're up doing that, finding you buyers. So we don't just stick it on the MLS. We have a foolproof marketing strategy that gets your home sold. So we're setting expectations, we're evaluating market data, and we are marketing the property far more than you see traditional agents do. So if you have questions specifically about your house coming off the market, it didn't sell, you're not quite sure what the next step is, you don't know when you're going to relist, and you're starting to think about interviewing new agents, even if you just want to reach out to me, you're not in my area, but you want to know some good questions to ask when you're interviewing agents, I'd love to talk with you. Information below, and hope to hear from you soon.